Hello everyone, Jack here again with another new Comic Book Day video here at Forbidden Planet TV, going through all the bits and pieces I'm picking up off the shelf this week. Obviously there wasn't a new Comic Book Day video last week due to weather conditions in the US. There was a slight delay in comics hitting the shelves, so I wasn't able to get a video done, but I'm going to go through all the bits that I picked up last week as well, very briefly, just so you know what I picked up and see what's still on the shelf, potentially for you to have a look at as well, and then we'll get cracking on this week's new releases and the bits and pieces that are coming home with me. So let's get started. We're going to rattle through these, starting off with DCKO Boss Battle. This is the massive big IP crossover with tons of different properties, especially and probably most infamously Homelander from Dynamite's The Boys series. This is obviously a huge showdown between Superman and Homelander. This was a major selling point for the book for me to pick up. Obviously I am keeping up with KO here and there as and when. But this is obviously this is the big multiverse smash 'em up one shot as well, which leads very nicely into this week's DCKO issue 4 and leaves us with our final 4 champions as they go into the final issue of the DCKO mainline mini-series. So definitely check it out if you didn't last week to see how these showdowns go down. As ever, I have ongoing titles that I was picking up, including Batman. We're already on to issue 6 of the Matt Fraction Jorge Jimenez issue. This, again, obviously is the Tedesco variant that I'm picking up. I'm still loving this series. Like I said, it's got great tongue-in-cheek humour. It's action-packed, it's fast-paced, it's fun, and is a nice foil to the sort of dark grittiness of Absolute Batman. So, yeah, if you've not been picking up Batman, definitely check it out. And as well, as ever, Amazing Spider-Man, another brilliant Lee Bermeo Amazing Visions cover. I can't help but pick these up every single time. I mean, there's so many still to come. Like, I think we're at, it says on the back here, we're on 11 of 25. So we've still got 14 more of these to go, which is great. Maybe I'll make a little display of them afterwards, actually. That'd be quite cool. But yes, still enjoying Joe Kelly's Amazing Spider-Man run and has not left my ongoings for, well, it's every 2 weeks, so 40 weeks now. Almost a whole year of Joe Kelly's Amazing Spider-Man. That's cool. Hadn't really put that together. So yes, if you're not checking out Spider-Man, do so as well. And then last but by no means least for last week's pickups, a huge book. Now, it's sort of taken the world by storm, and that is Brett Bean's Dork. Dork? Say it however you like, from Image Comics. Yeah, this looks like a great fun, I still haven't had a chance to read it actually, fun sort of fantasy, cutesy, violent, smash 'em up, very I Hate Fairyland-y kind of vibes, but with more medieval fantastical violence. It's completely blown up and already gone to a second printing, which is amazing. Congratulations to the team on that. We've had plenty of people picking it up in store at Camden, and I know across the rest of the FP network as well, so I hope everyone's been enjoying it. Definitely do give it a read. I'll be doing so this week with the rest of my ongoing books. And yeah, we'll see if we get added to the pool full time. Absolutely rattled through those, but obviously trying to fit 2 weeks worth of new comic book days into one new comic book day is a little crazy, but I definitely couldn't not mention the bits and pieces I was picking up. But that moves us very nicely on to this week. Unashamedly, the biggest release of this week for me personally is, of course, Alex Paknadel's Cyclops #1. I've been screaming from the rooftops about this book. I've been lucky enough to interview Alex about it as well. If you know by now, if you've watched enough of these or just know me as a person, Cyclops is my favourite X-Men. He is the best X-Men. I will have no arguments about it. Unless you've got another favourite X-Men, stick it in the comments down below. Let me know. You're wrong, because it's him. It's Scott Summers. Yeah, it's so nice to have a new Scott mini-series. Hopefully it turns into an ongoing. Hopefully we get more. Hopefully Alex is at the helm. It was brilliant getting to chat to him about what's coming up in this series, his inspirations behind the book, and where he wants to take Scott and give him his flowers and give him his due. So I'm really excited to finally have issue 1 in my hands. There's tons of brilliant variants as well. It's already been announced for a second printing, so a massive congratulations. And just a well done, because they've done a brilliant job, not just through FP, but they've, you know, the whole team have worked tirelessly to promote the book, and Marvel have done a great job as well. The whole Shadows of Tomorrow is another reboot for X-Men, and there's been a lot over the last couple of years, and that can sometimes get quite tiresome and laborious, and it can kind of put people off picking up new stories because you don't know where it's going to sit or where it's going to land amongst all the different changes and rehashes and continuity. But Shadows of Tomorrow so far has been doing exceptionally well and has been really well received, and I've enjoyed the bits of it that I've picked up, and I know I'm going to love Cyclops. You know, I'm completely biased on every single level, but do you know what? I don't mind that. I think it's nice to go into a series excited. I do it quite a lot, but yeah, I will always give anything with Scott a try. And after getting to chat with Alex, and he's become a very good friend as well. So it's just great to be able to support the book in that way, and to share in the love of my favourite X-Men with all of you guys and chatting with all the community, not just at Camden, but across the FP network. So yeah, if you've not had a chance to go and pick it up, go and pick it up. Go to your local FP, pick up a copy, because it's already got second printing, which means it's selling out fast, which means go grab it. So definitely go and grab it. Or order it from the website, or check out all the different variants as well. Clayton Crane's done a variant, loads of other variants to choose from. Yeah, definitely my book of the week, and I can't wait to see where the rest of the series goes. So yeah, Cyclops #1. Finally, for the new #1s I'm picking up off the shelf this week as part of DC Vertigo's massive relaunch. It started last week with Nice House by the Sea issue 7 returning to the second half of that 12-issue limited series, much like Nice House by the Lake. We have Bleeding Hearts from Denise Camp and Stripper Morian. The team behind 20th Century Men have returned together to tell a new zombie tale as part of the DC Vertigo line, which is so exciting to have back. New, darker, gritty adult stories from DC, not focusing too much on the main host of characters like Batman and Superman, which is very much the place of DC Black Label, but DC Vertigo always historically has been for the counterculture of comics and for telling stories that aren't traditionally told through mainline publishers and distributors. Obviously that's changed over the years. Loads of other different Vertigo titles became immensely popular, and sometimes even more popular than the main line ongoing DC stuff. So it's very much no longer kind of in that counterculture section of comics. It is in the mainstream, but it's a great platform for creators to be able to tell new stories with new characters and reach a wider audience, and that's exactly what Bleeding Hearts is trying to do. For those of you who don't know, if you haven't read any of the pitches for Bleeding Hearts, it's about a world where zombies have been the dominant species on Earth for 10 years. They won, and humans are in hiding, and they've managed to create their own communities and their own cultures. And our main character here, his heart starts beating again, and he starts viewing humans less as food and more as friends. Very much sounds a lot like a movie that I love very much, Warm Bodies, a hilarious rom-com about a zombie that falls in love with a human because his heart starts beating again. So I'm expecting the same level of comedy, but probably a lot more gore, given the track record of Denise Camp and Stepan as well. I reckon it's going to take us on a crazy journey, and it's really nice, as I said, to have Vertigo books again that are away from the status quo and getting to tell some new stories with and introduce us to some new characters that hopefully we'll fall in love with, as we did with some of the original Vertigo stuff. So yeah, Bleeding Hearts is on the shelf this week. And finally this week, a facsimile I want to show a lot of love for, and that is Superman issue 423, the very last issue of the first volume of Superman before it renumbered and rebooted itself. And this is, of course, the very famous Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow from Alan Moore, Kurt Swan, and George Perez. It's one of the most famous Alan Moore Superman stories. It's a very prolific story as Superman returns to Metropolis to find out that Bizarro has laid waste to the city he calls home. It's just one of those classic books that I got introduced to very early on. Again, I don't own an original copy of it. I have read reprints of it, so it's really nice to get a facsimile and get that proper newspaper print, and I love the smell. I love the smell of newspaper print and facsimiles. If you don't get one of these facsimiles and just take it all in, like, what are you doing? All the adverts, it's just great. I don't know why I love smelling the book, but I do. I love smelling newspaper print. But yeah, it's a great opportunity to, at a very reasonable £3.90 cover price, $3.99 cover price, interact with one of the most famous Superman stories. I think it's such a great use of republications. Like, I love a trade paperback. I think collected editions are great, but there is just something so tactile. And physical media is kind of really coming back in a big way for a lot of people. We've had a lot of digital media as the main line given to us for a while, streaming and reading things digitally. And I'm not knocking those things. Obviously, I stream series all the time, but I do make a really conscious effort to pick up physical media of things that I love. I still get CDs. I've got a massive DVD collection. I buy Blu-rays. I get new Blu-rays of things I already own on Blu-ray. The Cyberpunk Edge Runners Blu-ray came out as well, and I picked that up, the collector's edition. It's really nice. that was a bit of a tangent, but yeah, I think physical media is really important, and it's a way to ensure that you can always hold on to something and always engage with it, because people lose licenses to things and things go on and off of services all the time because there's so many contracts and legalities with all that. But if you've actually got it in your hand, there's no way it can get taken away from you, touch wood, and it's always there for you to enjoy. And I think that's a really important thing to hold on to and to keep buying, because then it proves the worth of that and it keeps it being made, and it means that we can keep collecting things physically and we can really take ownership of the things that we love. And so yeah, facsimiles are a great use of that and a great way of promoting more physical media, and you should definitely pick it up. So pick it up. So yes, thank you so much for watching. We had 2 weeks of New Comic Book Day to fit in there, but I think that just goes to show how consistent all the new releases have been recently, and all the things that are exciting me on the shelf and should be exciting you, and hopefully all the other things that I'm not picking up that are exciting you. I know there's loads of bits and pieces on the shelf that I've not spoken about today. There's a new Gotham City Sirens that's just started. I'll end up reading that in trade. I normally do for all the Siren stuff. I'm a trade paperback book way for that kind of thing, but it's a new Tinny Howard Babs Tarr. Gotham City Sirens is out. Definitely check the Forbidden Planet website to see what else is out this week, or anything that came out last week that you might have missed. You can order it straight to your door. You can set up subscriptions as well, so you never miss an issue and it gets delivered straight to your home. Or additionally, head to your local FP. There's tons to look at on the shelf every single week. And all the amazing staff at FP are there to give their recommendations, to talk about the things that they love and maybe introduce you, or you can introduce them to something new. It's one of our favourite bits of the job. It definitely is mine. As I said, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week for a host of new comics. Thanks very much.
If you're enjoying watching Forbidden Planet TV and you're enjoying watching us talk to the world's most interesting and accomplished filmmakers, authors, artists, musicians, creators, subscribe right here. See you soon.